Have you ever wanted your own super smart AI sidekick? Well, say hello to Llama 3.1, Meta's new open source AI model that is fast, smart, and totally free for you to use. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to get Llama 3.1 running locally, and you want to stick around to the end because I'll show you how to build your own private chat app and deploy it to the cloud. This is going to be a hands-on guide, so feel free to follow the steps in this tutorial, and I have the commands we use in this video linked in the description so you can easily copy paste them or use them for future references. We're going to start by installing Llama 3.1 locally with Ollama. Then we'll build a local chat app that's powered by Llama 3.1. And finally, I'll show you how to deploy the app to the cloud so that you can access it on all of your devices, on your smartphone, your smart TV, your smart fridge, if you have a smart fridge. My name is Confident and I'm a developer advocate at Cloudflare. Let us get started. There are many ways to get AI models running locally, but the easiest method I have found is using Ollama. Ollama is a suite of tools that you can use to download, run, and manage large language models. So let me show you how to get Ollama installed and how to use Ollama to run Llama 3.1. To do that, what you want to do is go to a browser and you want to visit ollama.com. And then go ahead to click on the download button. The next thing you want to do here is select the platform you have or your operating system. I'm on macOS, so I can go ahead to download for macOS, but you can also have this downloaded for Linux and as well for Windows. You have all of the options here. So once you have Ollama downloaded, you want to open up a terminal and type Ollama. All right. And if you get a text like this, it means you have Ollama successfully installed. If not, you might want to check your installation and retry if something did not work right. Now that we have Ollama installed, we can use it to download and run Llama 3.1. And you want to head back to your browser for this. So let's go to the browser, click on the models link. And here you can see all of the models supported by Ollama. And just scrolling, you can see there are a lot of models to choose from. So you can go on to play with any of these models. But for this video, we're going to be going with the first option here, Llama 3.1. So go on to click that. And inside of Llama 3.1, you notice that there are a couple of different variants. So you have the 8 billion parameter variant, you have the 70B variant, and you have the 450B variant. And the bigger the parameter of the variant, the smarter it is. And also it's going to require a beefier computer to run them. So if you have a beefier computer, you can try the 70B variant or the 450B variant. I'm going to be using the 8B variant, which has the tag of latest. So to install that particular version, you want to click this, you want to copy that command, or if you have like a beefier machine as I was talking about, you can go select a different variant and you have the commands to install it. So let's head back to latest, which actually is the 8 billion parameter version. So I already have this copied and we can go to the terminal and paste this in. So let's paste this in. That's Ollama run Llama 3.1 column latest. And we can hit enter. Because I don't already have this model downloaded, what is going to happen is that Ollama will go to download Llama 3.1 and then it's going to run it. So it's going to put us into a shell where we can type text to interact with Llama 3.1 and then we get going from there. So let's give this a few seconds to get Llama 3.1 downloaded and then we'll come back to it. All right, and the download is complete and we're now in a shell where we can chat with Llama 3.1. So what I'm going to do is say something like, hello. All right, and it's going to respond. I can say, what are you? Yeah, it's saying it's an AI chat application, blah, 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 blah. And it's talking about all of the things it can do, which is actually awesome. So let's ask it a question. Let's say something like, if the sun were a basket, how many Earths will fill it up? Okay, so that's a really good question. Something I really don't know. So let's see the answer to the question. And it seems what Llama 3 is doing here is it's trying to calculate the volume of the sun and also the volume of the earth, and trying to see how many of Earth's volume will fill up the volume of the sun. And yeah, I think it's done. So let's read this. Oh wow, so this is the answer. It's going to take 1.3 billion Earths to fill the volume of the sun, which is interesting. I did not know that. So let's ask one more question, and I think this is a really fun one. So try to ask Llama 3 about yourself, right? So let's see who is confident. Okogenon. All right. It says doesn't know who confident Okogenon is. Wow, so heartbreaking. But you go ahead to try this to see if Llama 3.1 knows about you. And what you can also do is give it context about you as a person. And then when you go to have conversations with it, it can pull information from that context, and then it sort of knows about you. So this is how easy it is to run Llama 3.1 locally, and it's really awesome. If you're enjoying the video so far, give us a like and get subscribed. All right, so let's move on to build a chat UI on top of Llama 3.1. Interestingly, you can ask Llama 3.1 to create the code that the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to build a chat UI. So let's ask it to build a chat UI to use Llama 3.1. So I'm still here in the conversation. I can say, write the code to build a chat UI for Ollama to talk to AI models. Okay, so let's see what it's going to do. Hopefully it generates the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript files. So let's see. It's writing the JavaScript right now to connect to Ollama, I believe. And it's also writing the HTML as well. So the HTML is going to be for the UI, obviously. And it is writing a bit more JavaScript as well to connect to Ollama and to update the UI, and some CSS to style the UI to make it look pretty and user-friendly. Okay, it's saying a bunch of stuff that I don't think is necessary, but you have a starting point that has been generated by Llama 3 itself. And you can go ahead to copy the HTML and CSS files and JavaScript, put them together to see if it works. But what we want is something a bit more robust. So let's use an open source chat UI that is already built that we can use as an interface on top of Ollama to chat with Llama 3. So I'm going to be going to the browser. I'll show you how to get the chat UI downloaded. And what you want to do is visit this link, github.com Ollama-UI /Ollama-UI. And this is the chat UI I was talking about. It's already built. It's really good. We're going to be making use of this in today's video. So what you want to do is to use this, you want to make sure you have Git installed. It's very likely you already have Git installed, and you can do a quick check by going back to your terminal. Let's exit from this chat interface by using the buy command. So this is going to be /BYE. All right, and we can clear the screen, and you want to type in Git. You just want to type in Git. If you see a bunch of text, it means you have Git installed. If you get an error, it means you don't have Git installed. And you can do a quick Google search on how to get Git installed for your particular operating system. I already have Git installed. So what I'm going to do is head back to this GitHub repository. You want to click on code. You want to click on HTTPS. You want to copy the HTTPS URL. So let's head back to the terminal, and we can type git clone and paste that link in. And this is going to clone it into a folder called Ollama-UI. So if we do a quick ls, you notice we have a directory created called Ollama-UI, and we can enter that directory by typing cd Ollama-UI. And if we do a quick ls, you can see all of the files we have here. So this already has the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript files for the UI. And you can see we have the chat.css, we have the chat.js, and we also have the index.html, which is awesome. So to get this UI running, what you want to do is start a simple Python server which you most likely already have Python installed. So what you want to do is go ahead to type this. It's going to be Python 3-m. You want to use the http.server module, and you want to run this on port 3000. If you don't also have Python installed, you can do a quick Google search to learn how to get Python installed for your operating system. I have Python installed. It's most likely going to be installed for you as well. So you want to hit enter, and we have the Ollama Chat UI running locally on port 3000. So let's go to the browser to visit the Chat UI. So this is going to be http localhost, and this is port 3000. And you can see we have the Ollama Chat UI, which is awesome. So exploring this UI a bit, you have a system prompt which you can use to describe the personality you want Llama 3.1 to have. So right now I have the funny, and you can say and say cool stuff. All right, and then you want to select the model. You can see we already have Llama 3.1 selected because that's the only model I have running inside of Ollama. And if you want to edit the host name where Ollama is running, you can type that in here. The default is fine, and you might not need to change this. And if you have your chat history, it's also going to be there as well. So let's have a conversation. Let's say hello. And you can see it's trying to have the personality we described in the system prompt. It's being funny, and it's also trying to be cool at the same time. And we can also have other conversations. We can say, where is the best place to go on a holiday? Okay, let's see. It says, dude, you're asking the right person. And it's going to tell us where to go. Let's see. Okay, it's trying to describe where we should go. I'm going to check this place out if it's a real place. But you can have a conversation with it. And just like the shell we used earlier, this is also directly communicating with Llama 3.1. And yeah, this is awesome. We have a chat UI on top of Llama 3.1, and it's easier for us to have those conversations with Llama 3.1. But there's more, right? We want to have this UI deployed, and I'm going to show you how to get it done. Awesome. So let's get this chat UI deployed to the cloud. To get it deployed to the cloud, we basically need two things. We need the chat UI on a cloud environment, and we also need the AI model on a cloud environment, just the same way we have the local chat UI running and we have Llama 3 running locally. So we need to replicate our local setup, but on the cloud so that it can be accessed by any device. And luckily, there are a lot of great providers to help you host the chat UI and also provides the AI model. But we're going to be using Workers AI because I'm obviously biased, and also it's completely free. So why not give it a try? This is Workers AI, by the way. You want to go to developers.cloudflare.com and you want to click on Workers AI. And this is going to tell you about what Workers AI is, how it works, and how to get it set up. And in fact, my colleague Craig already made an awesome video on setting this up locally and going from 0 to 60. So I'll have a video linked somewhere to the top here so that you can go catch it and see how Workers AI works. But I already have all of this done for you. So what you want to do is visit the link I'll be leaving in the description right now. So you want to go on to visit this link. So this is github.com/megaconfidence/LLM chat. And you can also leave a star if you haven't done so already. So you want to download this chat UI. This chat UI is very similar to the Ollama-UI. In fact, it's a fork of the original Ollama-UI, but with a few tweaks to enable this communicate with Workers AI and not Ollama. All right, so let me show you what changes we've made here. So we have a wrangler.toml file that has a binding called AI, and that binding allows it to communicate to Workers AI. And the whole way, the way it works is we have a serverless function called generate.js that forwards requests made by the chat UI, the LLM chat UI, to Workers AI, which is over here. and that returns a response back to the UI, and then it uses Workers AI magically. So let's get this set up locally so that we see how it works in a practical sense. So you want to go on to clone this like we did the Ollama-UI. So click on code, go to HTTPS, copy this over, and let's go to the terminal. I can quit the Python terminal by typing Ctrl+C, and we can clear the screen, and we can go back up to the previous directory. So let's go on to clone this. So this is going to be, if ... doesn't work for you, you might want to try cd ... I created an alias for it. That's why I was able to do that. All right, so now that we're back in the upper folder, we want to go on to type git clone and paste in the link to the LLM chat repository. And we have it downloaded. So we have LLM chat. We can cd into LLM chat. All right, let's clear. And if this is your first time using the LLM chat, you might need to have Node.js installed. And you check if you have Node.js installed by typing node-v, and that's going to output the version of the Node engine you have installed. If you don't have Node installed, don't worry about it. It's also really easy to set up. Just open your browser, go to volta.sh, scroll down, copy these two commands, 1 and 2, run them in your terminal, and then you have Node installed. So it's really easy. You don't have to worry about it. I have Node installed. So the first command I'll be typing here is npm I, and that is going to install the dependencies for the LLM chat application. Then the next thing I'll do is type in npx wrangler login. And that is going to connect my application to my Cloudflare account. Remember, the AI models we'll be using for the deployed app is hosted on Cloudflare. So we need to link the chat application, the chat UI, to Cloudflare Workers AI. And you do that by typing npx wrangler login. And here is a pop-up for me to allow this login attempt. I'm just going to click on the allow button, and that's done. So I can close this, and we can head back to the browser, to the terminal, and we can start a local development server of the LLM chat application by typing npm run dev. All right, so that's going to start a local dev server. It's going to give us a URL to visit this server from the browser. So let's go to the browser and open a new tab and paste that in, hit enter, and we have the LLM chat project running. So like I mentioned, it's sharing the exact same code base as the Ollama-UI, but this is using Workers AI, and you see what I mean in a second. So if you take a look at the model dropdown, you see we have way more models, and these models are not running locally. It's running on the cloud on Workers AI. So we have Llama 3.1, we have Mistral, we have Phi2, we have Quen, we have Gemma, and we have all of these awesome models to play with. So let's select Llama 3.1. Let's say, what are you? And the first time we send a query, we need to go back to the terminal to select what account we want Workers AI to run on. So personally, I have about 4 different accounts under my profile. So I'm going to select the account I want it to use, and we can head back to the browser, and we should get a response, and it's telling us what it is. So we can say, tell me a short story. And it's going to tell me a short story. So let's give this a moment to do its thing. And we get a response back, which is awesome. So we have this working locally. Let's go on to deploy the application. Okay, it seems it's still generating a story, but we have this running locally. Let's deploy the application so that we can use it from any device that has access to the internet. So I'm going to head back to the terminal, and I'll quit the local dev server by pressing an X on the keyboard. Okay, I think that didn't work. So we can press a Ctrl+C to quit the server. And what you want to do is you want to run the deployment command. So this is going to be npm run deploy. And that is going to have the chat UI deployed to your Cloudflare account. Again, this is also free. You don't have to worry about pricing. The models are also free. You also don't have to worry about putting your credit card or anything like that. So this is already deployed, and I can go to copy the URL, the production URL. So I'm just going to skip this ID. I'll start copying from here. I'm just going to copy this. Let's go to the browser, and I'm going to paste this in, hit enter, and you can see that we have the application deployed. Now, we don't have any servers running locally, right? So you can see that this is running in the cloud. Both the UI is in the cloud and the AI models are also in the cloud, and we can access this from any device. So I can say be funny, and we can choose a different model. So let's say we want Google's Llama to run this query. We can select Llama, for example, and we can say, tell me something cool. All right, so it's going to tell me something cool. Globe Desert in Australia. No, I did not know that. And I think that's a cool fact that I did not know. So this is awesome. It's running in the cloud. And let's give this a final test. So I'm going to grab my mobile phone, open up a browser, and try to visit this cloud version on the URL I showed you earlier. So let's open this on my phone. And I had this running on my phone, as you can see. I should have it in focus now. Okay, so that's running in my phone, and I can ask it a question. I can say, what are you? I can send it, and you notice it's giving a response. I can say, write a story for me. Okay, I just told you write me a story, and you can see I am using this model on my phone in the cloud because we have it deployed to Cloudflare Workers AI, and we also have the UI also deployed to the cloud. So I can access this on virtually any device I want to and have access to my own private AI chatbot or chat assistant, which is really cool. All right, so that is how to go about building and deploying a chat application using Llama 3. And you can see it's really easy. We didn't have to write a lot of code. And like I mentioned, I'll be having all of the links below so that you can take a look at it to get yours deployed as well. Congrats if you made it this far. Now you have your own private AI chat application. I'd love to celebrate with you when you have this deployed, so leave an emoji in the comment section below and let's celebrate it together. If you found this exciting and you are not subscribed yet, go get subscribed so that you don't miss awesome future videos. And I'm going to see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.